Hello, so today we're back with setting up a local analytics engineering environment using DuckDB and dbt, and this time we'll be installing those via Docker. So first of all, install dbt. Basically, you can install dbt with these two simple commands, but since I'm going to use Docker, so there will be another way. And some notes, if you use a DBT core, you will need to install the adapters for every single warehouses that you work with. So uh, in my case, I'm using DuckDB, so I need to install dbt DuckDB as the adapter. For the Docker file here, this is to create an image for dbt. So I will need the Python as the base image, so that from the base image I can run Python install the dbt core and then updating the dbt core as well. And as I'm also using dbt third party here, I provide argument and also run this command to install the dbt third party. In this case, it's the DuckDB. And next up will be installing DuckDB. And since I'm going to start the DuckDB as well as the dbt at the same time, I just put them, I just divide them as the services inside this docker compose.yaml file. For DuckDB, the image is simply pulled from this source, and for these two commands to keep the DuckDB service to be always on, and for dbt, we will build the image as what it was written in Docker file, and I provide the argument of dbt third party to be dbt DuckDB so that it can install. And uh, this is simply just for naming my image. So what is the next step? The next step is to run the container, navigate to the folder where these two files locate, and in the terminal run docker compose upd. So it simply creates the dbt folder for me here. And in the step 3, we will check if the services are working properly. First of all, to check dbt, we can type in this command just to enter the dbt. Oh, I misspelled it. To enter the dbt container. And by the way, there is a note that this dbt here is simply the name of the service that I defined, which is the dbt here. So this dbt matches with this dbt. Yeah, just a quick note for you guys. And inside this container, we can check dbt version. Yeah, you can see that the dbt core that installed is this one. It already had the latest version, and it asks if we want to update or not, but I just leave it like that. For the plugins, we can also see the DuckDB up to date. Okay, so that's the dbt part. And to get out the container, just type exit. And for DuckDB, type in the terminal. This one will go inside the container of DuckDB, and you can see that it already enters the container, so it is working properly. Another way you can check is that for this command, it says docker compose execute the DuckDB container, and it will start with the command DuckDB, which means you can add the flag version to check the DuckDB's version here. Okay, so at this step, we have already ensured that these two services are working properly, and now it's time to configure the dbt profile. So inside the container of dbt, we can run dbt init Taxi Rides New York to initialize the project with the name Taxi Rides New York. So I'll just follow the guide and boom, it's setting up. It says the profile taxi, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because I was testing it before. So let's just start over again. For the next step, download and ingest the data. We have the script here, so I'm going to connect it and create a Python file called ingest data, ingest.py, and put it into here. Okay, so how to run it in Docker container. Since I've already mapped all the folders in my local machine to the container, so I need to restart it so that it can be mapped correctly. It should be in this folder. Let me check. Let's see, Taxi Rides New York. Okay, so now I have the ingest.py here. Python, is it correct? Ingest.py to run. Yeah. So in this file, it is extracting. It is downloading the the zip file of CSV, and it is converting to Parquet. It's gonna take a while, so I'll be back when it has finished downloading. Okay, so we are back after it has downloaded all the required files. And here you can test the DBT to verify the connection. So DBT debug, I guess. Okay, the connection was okay, but one check failed. We didn't have the Git stuff, so nah, whatever. Okay, how can we see the data using DuckDB? So we need to exit this and then execute the DuckDB stuff. And from the DuckDB, we can use since we have this DuckDB, which is the database, we can simply attach it. And right now we are in our container of DuckDB, which starts with the workspace. And I've already mapped these things, so it should be workspace and then DBT, taxi rides New York, and then taxi rides New York DuckDB. We attach this one, and I think it already attaches. Show tables. Okay. We should be doing this in another way. Yeah, sorry, my bad. I just forgot the command to show all the tables. So here we can see all the tables that are included here. And can we do this once? Show taxi. We count all. We can simply do a SQL command here. Select count from taxi rides New York. Is the database name dot the schema which is brought, and then dot green trip data. Says does not exist. So I think maybe we don't need this database. Okay. Yeah, we don't need to put those in the code. So here you can see the number of rows in that schema. Is there a better way to view this? So basically, DuckDB has a UI, the user interface to interact with, and I don't remember here you can call this one, and navigate to this browser here. Okay, so this is the user interface for DuckDB. Here you can see the schema, the main schema, and the one that we just ingested called broad. So let's create name and test. Select show all the records from uh, from broad dot what is it green chip data and then run it. Yeah, you need to provide the database name. What is the advantage of DuckDB is that since it supports OLAP, which is the online analytical processing, so it is suitable to do analytics with DuckDB, and it is not a good idea to perform read and write transactions using DuckDB. So you can see all the analyticals using DuckDB. It shows you it can show you the histogram, uh, etc. here. So it's kind of like the general overview of the data that you are having in your database. See? Yep. So yeah, that's basically all for today's tutorial. I'll see you in the next one.